All right. So there is something I want to take a look at, making subject the formula, which is the principle behind solving, right? Which is right. There is something you all may have noticed in that technique that we are trying online. You may have recognized something like this, right? Whenever you had a plus on the left, the reverse was what? Minus, right? So if you take a plus sign across an equal sign, you'll get a minus. That's okay? If you take a minus across an equal sign, you will get a plus. Right? Watch here. So plus will turn into a minus and a minus will turn into a plus. Right? What did we learn about multiply? Multiply across the equal sign becomes, and divide across the equal sign becomes multiply, right? We saw that a little while ago, right? What about squared? Squared across the equal sign became, and square it across the equal sign becomes squared. So I'm going to show you the different way now to make the subject of the formula, right? Right, I'll continue to use X and then I will change and use different letters, right? Right? So again, everything I'm doing for now is to make X the subject, right? Some people good at this and they're already seeing what to get rid of first, right? Right? Who said to get rid of the minus one first? Show by hands. Location. Who said to get rid of the two first? So by you had to pick something on it. Who said to get rid of two first? Yeah? Who said to get rid of the square root first? Right. Very good. Get rid of the square root first. Right. Here's our next way, right? Here's our next way that you can figure it out, right? And I'm going to show you how to make the subject of the formula using this technique. Really easy, right? Watch this here. Everybody watch here. Go right. Watch here, right? Good. Let's pretend I want you to make X equal to 1 and tell me what value you get here, right? So I want you to put X is 1 in here. Right? Tell me, what's the first thing you're gonna do to that X? If I do this here, I put an X is 1 in here. What's the first thing you would normally do with that 1 to work out this? And you multiply by 2, right? Just now, right? After you do that, what you would do? Minus 1. After you do that, what you will do? Square. Are you okay with that? So those are the 3 things that you will do if you put a value in there. That's okay? Right. Here's how you make the subject of the formula now. Once you identify those 3 things, here's what you do. You just go in reverse. Right? So step 1, the reverse of square root is what? Mackenzie? The reverse of square root is what? What's the reverse of square root? Square, right? Second is what? What was the reverse of minus in 1, Emmanuel? Plus the 1, right? What's the reverse of multiplying by 2? The reverse of multipliers? Divide. And we're done. So watch this here. Right? I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 to this 4. Right? So I'm going to square this 4. Then I'm going to add 1. Then I'm going to divide by 1. Sorry. And we're done. That's it. The subject of the formula is this. You're seeing that? It's a little bit long, right? It's a little bit long. But after a while, you're going to see this in your head and you'll be able to work that out. I'm going to show you again, right? So we're trying to figure out what I don't have to already know. You can go online and get in. Right? So the objective is to figure out what function you're going to perform first here. if I were to replace x with a number. So the first thing I would do is multiply by 2, then I would minus 1, then I would square root. And now to make the subject of the formula, you do everything here in reverse. So the first thing you do, reverse of square root is square. The reverse of minus 1 is add. The reverse of multiplied is divide. Then come to the right hand side here, square it, add 1, then divide. And that's it. Okay? So the answer here, well, you can work out that 16 and 1 is 17 and 2. You okay with that? Right, it will take a little while to get used to it, but as I said, this you're going to leave out this in a little while because you're going to be able to see what comes through. Okay? One of the problems you're all having is trying to figure out which of these here to perform first. Okay, copy it down. Copy it down and we're going to try again. Remember, to figure this out, put a number in here and see what you'll do with that number first. Online, are you okay there? Who online there? Marissa, Kaya, Radha, are you okay? Vandana, which Vandana? Vandana, you okay there? All right, so again, our objective is just to make X the subject. Everything you do here, you do it on the right hand side. Right? This one? I'm going too slow. So you tend to go on your phone. All right. Sorry, Tishon, I'll fix that now. Try to say from using that technique. Right? So again, try to figure out if I put X as 1, what's the first thing I'm going to do with that X? Will I multiply by 4 squared or add the 1? Right? Try to figure out what you will do to that 1 first. Okay? And then write down what you'll do second, third, and then do the reverse. Okay? And then we'll change up and start using some letters, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, try it first. So think about it, right? If an X equals to 1, what's the first thing you're gonna do? X squared plus 1. Online, it might be a little hard for you to send the answer, but if you get in trouble, just message me, right? Right? So if I put 1 in here, right? If I put 1 to replace the X, what's the first thing you'll do with this, Javier? What's the first thing you'll do with this one? Divide by what? I'm not divide it. You ever do that before? You ever do square before? Yeah. So what's the first thing you do here? You'll square it first, huh? So the first thing you'll do is square it. After you square it, what you will do? No, this here. After you square the 1, what's the next thing you'll do? Remember, you're trying to work out this. Right? Maya, what you will do after you square the 1? Maya? Sorry, Emma. Amy. Sorry, for the whole kind of thing. Sorry. Amy. What you will do? You'll multiply by 4. And what's the last step? What you will do after that? add 1. Y'all following what I'm talking about? Tyler, Aidan? So you remember we're trying to work out this, right? So if I put 1 in here, the first thing I will do is square it. Y'all okay with that? After I square, the next thing I'll do is multiply by 4. And the last thing I will do to work it out is add the 1. Anybody not seeing that, Emmanuel? Following that? So what's the reverse of these 3 things, Emmanuel? What's the reverse of plus 1? Minus 1, then 5, and then square root, right? So I'm going to do everything to the right-hand side. X is equal to, I'm writing back my 3, I'm going to minus 1. Then I'm going to divide the whole thing by 4. And then when I'm done, square root the whole thing. Y'all seeing that? So I'm going to minus 1 from the 3. Then I'm going to divide that whole value by 4. Then I'm going to square it. Right? There's no need to work it out, but we'll do that for now, right? X is 2 and 4. You can see this. You're seeing this? This one? You're seeing these 3 steps here? You're seeing how I get this first, then this, then this? Right? And as I said, for those who recognize that you could just carry across the minus 1 and carry across the 4 and then square, that's good. Right? But for those who can't follow this procedure, right? So you don't carry across the 4 first or the 1 first. Try this one here. Right? So put a value for X and see what you'll do with it first. Alright, so some of you all trying to do too much, right? Right, so some of you all from what I'm looking at, right? Some of you all trying to work it out but not follow these steps, right? Right, so you're kind of mixing up the whole process, right? So watch this here. I want to show you how simple it is. The reverse of plus is minus, the reverse of multiply is divide. The reverse of square is square root, right? So watch this here. All I want you to try to figure out is to figure out this side. And here's how you would do it, right? All we're doing is this. Instead of me writing x, I write in some random number 1. That's okay? And all your focus is how you normally work this out. For you to normally work this out, the first thing you would do is 2 by 1 and then add this 1, correct? And then you would divide the whole thing by 3. That's okay? So the first thing I will do there is multiply by 2. Then I would add the 1 and then divide by 3. That's all I'm asking you for here. Okay? That's all I'm asking you for here. And once you figure this out, you just go in reverse. The reverse of division is multiplication. The reverse of minus is subtract. The reverse of multiplied is divide. That's okay? So all we're going to do now is to this 5, I'm going to do these 3 things. I'm going to multiply by 3. I'm going to then minus 1, and then I'm going to divide 2. Right? So I get what? 15 minus 1 is 14 on 7. Huh? Are you okay with this? Baban, tell me. Right? You're okay with getting this now? Right? So you're following these steps. After one, as I said, you can leave out those steps. You can leave out those steps and then just work it out one time. Online, are you okay now? What? If you see it, if you already see it, just multiply by 3 and the matter. I just showing a different method because some people like the ones who was getting it wrong there. Different method I can do. Ready? Let's try one more now. Before a complicated. Right, let me see. Take your time, try this one. I forget. Oh, forget it now. X squared on 3 plus 2 is 5. Right? So again, put a number for X and see what's the first thing you would do to work it out, right? Right, so as I said, don't overthink it. Your goal is to work out this first. Right? Put X as 1. Put X as 1 and tell me how you would work out that. What's the first thing you would do? What's the second thing you would do? And what's the third thing you would do? By the way, it's have more than 3 steps. I just give it. Question can have like 5. So I'm gonna show you some now. Right, let's check out this rule thing here. Right, today is the Ashtana Eton Mariam there, Mariam. Amy, Barrington, TV. Dominic, Brandon, Brandon here. Jamal, Isaac, Dimitri, Spandina, Jamari, Eden, Humphrey, Tyler, Alex, Alex. You need to listen. What are calling me family? What are the shit of the park? Somebody out of I was calling Vishish, Radha online, we're online, Alexandra, Shamana, right? Come on. Antonio Humphrey. Antonio, next Humphrey, not online. Alicia. Mackenzie. Celia. Get it outside facing on you. And is it outside outside? I can see anything with money outside. Anyway, did not share the name. But for sure I'll name it. Right. Let's see if we get this one right. You get one, Ethan? You get this one right? Ethan? No? You didn't do it up yet? So what's the first thing you would do? Come on, Ethan, while you get them right. Because I'm gonna make them harder now. I'm gonna get rid of the numbers. Only letters. So what's the first thing you would do here to this one? Ethan? What's the first thing you would do to this one? No, Ethan. You don't right? Yeah. Yeah, you don't have mouth. I need your help, Peter. What's the first thing you're gonna do to this one? You have these three options. What's the first thing you would do? Amani, stay quietly. Yeah. You will square it, right? So the first thing you would do is square it. After you square it, what you will do? You would divide by 3. And the last part is what? You would plus 2. Right? So you square it, you divide by 3, then you plus 2. What's the reverse? Minus 2, then? And then? Square root. And you're done. So 5 is you're minusing 2. When you're done, you're going to multiply it by 3. When you're done, you're going to square root the whole thing. Square root of 9, x is 3. Yeah? That's good. Some people don't go through. All right. I want to change a little bit to all letters. No more numbers. Anybody confused with this? Confused? So you're saying you're not seeing how I get this? No? So you're not seeing how I get this? What about this one? No? All right. All right, let's do one more. Right? We always see a shared document in the group, right? Right. For those who confused, right? Just take a look at this here. Right. Alex, how will you help me work this out? Forget what we're doing. Forget what we're doing, right? I want you to make it even harder. How will you help me work out this? We have no variables, right? They're just numbers. So help me work out this. What you do first? Huh? Look inside, right? Nice. So that good start. Right. Now, what would you do first? You sure? I taught it total body mass in primary school. Body mass, brackets first. Always remember that, right? So I feel you forget about this, right? Brackets first. So you do brackets first, then? What the bracket telling you to do? Square first. And then what you would do with that square values? Well, what you would do after you square? Multiply by what? You sure? Okay. All right, that's now no, don't help them this. 1 squared is what? 1 squared is what? 1, right. What are you gonna do next? Here. What are you gonna do next here? Huh? You have to know. You have to know. Must know. You're there. What you would work out next here? Can you add 4 by 3? No, because we still have brackets to work out. So what you would do? You multiply the 3 by the 1. So you're going to multiply by 3 next. Correct? So you'll get the square root of 4 plus 3 and 7. What are you going to do next? You're still inside, so what are you going to do next? 4 plus 3 is 7, so you can add 4 in. And you get 7, right? What are you going to do next? I'm Nathan, how you're blocking people. What are you going to do next? 7 divided by 7, right? So you're going to divide by 7, and after you do that, what are you going to do next? Square root. So the last thing you will end up doing is square root. So all I am asking in all the questions we're doing is to figure this out. And then you just go and do the reverse. Correct? What's the reverse of square root? Square it. Look, it's still on board there. After you, what's the reverse of the equation? Right? What's the reverse of plus? What's the reverse of multiplied? And what's the reverse of square root? I mean squared? Squared. That's all. And you're going to apply this to wherever the right hand side is. So in your mind has to take you through these tables here. That's okay? Right? Make it subject of the formula here from a please all, yeah? Do that, please. Do this one. Same thing I just gave you, Alex. You come on the board and do this one. Everybody try this one. All right, so what we're going to do next, maybe next day is, yeah, as I sent in the group, we're going to do it with letters alone. Okay, with no number, just letters. Oh yeah, follow this steps out. Take your time, go through all the steps one by one, see what you're getting. If you're getting it wrong, do not use the shortcut method, right? Use this long method. Okay. Yes. Number 2, right? So we have 2 questions to work out, right? That's one go over there. Next, it is subject, it is type of code. Oh yeah. Do the first two, you both of them on the end, see what happens. This one has 5 steps. This one has 5. Get one. You and Hogan. You doing good? You have an extra to do as well. So what you're gonna do is one. So, right, so let's see if we got it right. Alex Flo said, what's the first thing you'll do with the one? I don't want the I don't know what to do. Think, we're doing this, or we just do it, I just do it for him. Yeah, pay attention. What's the first thing you're gonna do? By what? So you're not seeing the square there first. Huh? So the first thing you would do here is what? The first thing you would do is square the x, right? After you square the x, you're going to multiply by. Then after you multiply it by 3, you're going to add. After you add 4, you're going to divide by 6. And then we have to square root the whole thing. So those are your 5 steps. And what's the reverse? What's the reverse of this? The reverse of this is squared. The reverse of this is multiply by 6. The reverse of this is divide by 3. And the reverse of this is square root. Right? No, that's next class. Right? So, and some people forgetting this, some people doing all this and they're forgetting to Write down the steps here. Okay? So your final answer is x is equal to 10. What's the first thing we're doing? Second thing we're doing? Third thing we're doing? Next thing we're doing? And the final thing? Square root the final answer. Right? So just for working it out sake, 10 squared is 100. 100 by 6 is 600 minus 4 and 3. So we're getting the square root of 596 on 3. Okay? We have to do the same thing here. Instead of making x the subject, we're making e the subject, right? I have a question for Shemaya. Shemaya, look at this. And look at this. Anything different? Anything different besides the letters? If you had to make P the subject, anything different? Do I do 5 different things? Right? Help me out now. So what's the first thing I'm gonna do to P? Square it, nice. What's the second thing I'm gonna do? Divide, you sure? Multiply by 3. Third thing I'm gonna do. Right? Stop there. Emmanuel. What's the fourth thing I'm gonna do? I square it. I multiply by 3 already and add 4. Divide by, that's S here. And the last thing I'm gonna do is what? Emmanuel, what's the last thing I'm gonna do? Huh? Square. After I do all of this, what I'm gonna do? Square root for square root. Go ahead. Right? Was there a reverse here? Dominic, help me out here. Was there a reverse here? What's the reverse? Square it. Then that's an S, right? Then I multiply by S. Then a minus 4. Then a and then a square. That's it. I'm gonna do everything here. I'm gonna square R. I'm gonna write it here for you. P is equal to, I'm going to square R, and I'm going to multiply by S, then I'm going to minus 4, then I'm going to divide 3 square. Right, copy it down. Manuel, see nothing at them. What do you expect to understand anything? Huh? Don't know. You have a math teacher, I don't know. All right. If you all check in the group, right? There's a piece of homework I wanted to do for me. Right? Write this down, please. Homework, you're doing it topic by topic. You're doing June 2017, number 2. That's all. It's on page 27. Page 27. Page 27. June 2017. Number 2. No, do one more. Okay, what are you doing? Let's see what. Right, June 2017, number 2, page 27. Right? Just one question for homework. You're doing the whole thing. All right, we'll go at this again next week. Right? Some of you all didn't get it. By the way, who here did not receive the email from the school to join Moodle? Did not receive the emails. Have you received the email already? Amy, you got an email? Page 27, June 2017, number 1, number 2.
Don't know. My turn.
No, but there's something I'm just trying to see with it. Bring it, Manuel. Or I do one more. I'm so confident. Yeah, one second. Check on the group, never do it, won't fill it out. Right? You can go ahead and get the ones on that block, it's not the elements, right? Right. Okay, you have this document, right? So you have it, so you just create. Right, they go, they go. I think that's where we. All right, Friday, don't forget that. Don't see on Friday. And about, no. Right. I just take a 2 minutes to look over how to do PMIs. We're doing more PMIs today. Sorry? I didn't do which one. Yeah, well, right today. We do easy last week, right? So today is hard, right? So just do my favor and do my favor. Find out easier way for you to let's see the next now. But I can make something kind of formula here properly. All right, take a 2 minutes. you're going to email from the LMS, from Moodle, the join Moodle. No, no, have nothing yet. I need to allow you. I want to put everybody in class at the same time. Everybody gets the lobby, right?
That's what we are. That's
So, yeah, so when I add you all, you're going to see the notes and everything that we can do in order to that, right? Online, everybody got it? You all got it, right? No? So you didn't check your email? But we know for the last week. All right, so I want to continue doing some PMIs today. As I said, we're going to do some slightly more challenging ones, right? You're what you can enter anything on the email. Come on, private. Okay, I just forward it on the group.
That's.
Right, so last day we started PMI and I did a few easy examples for you, right? And we did divisibility examples and we did one summation. How much summation we did? All right. So today we're going a little bit harder. So just take a minute and look back at the steps now, please. All right, so today we're doing some harder ones and then we're gonna take a look at the last type, that's the divisibility type, right? Sorry, the inequality. And I'll just do like one or two, so. Already? Online, so let's take a 2 minutes and let's look over the steps now, please.